Are you really this kind, good person? Or are you just love bombing? I was watching this commercial. I wish I took her name, but it was a YouTube ad. And they said the number one red flag, and I'm sure you guys saw this, it pops up on YouTube. The number one red flag is love bombing. So you're sitting here thinking that you're just this holy saint, and really you could just be a narcissist. You know, you're love bombing so they don't get to see, you know, who you are until they're too trapped into you. So you see what I mean? That's what I want to talk. I want to talk about the real topics. Like, I want people to understand, like they said, the top 5 reasons communications is key. You know, if you're with someone that is showing interest in you and they're like, I want to take it slow, I want to be friends, and you're still pushing it and pushing it, you might not be ready to be in a relationship because you're not listening. You know, this could be someone that you could be meant to be with, but you're unable to listen to anyone else but your needs and your personal wants. We are going to have the hard topics. And, you know, maybe everyone will have their opinions. But I do honestly believe in love. I'm very optimistic on love. Truly, truly I am. And honestly, I'm terrified that the idea of love and the importance of a union between two people, whether it's a female and male or the LGBTQ community, I do believe love is love. We all go through the same crap and relationships, and the worst thing that we can do is blame the other person. Like, if you're always the person, the relationship ends and you're just like, that person, there was something wrong with that person. You know, you meet someone and, you know, every single person that they dated, every single ex, they were just sent from heaven, and their exes, all 5 of them, they were all wrong. They all did something wrong. You just a perfect angel. You got to look at that. Hard topics, hard reflections. I do have to do a whole segment on playing, you know, people that are the victims, people that are not able to see their side and things. Like, there's always a two-way street. You know what I mean? There are some people where you're in a relationship and it is 100% the other person's fault. And there's some people, you just have to realize, you know, who are you? Are you the person that is, you know, causing chaos when you come into a relationship? Are you the person that comes into a relationship humble and calm and loving, and then it turns and your love is being misused and abused? Like, who are you when you are in a relationship? You know, pay attention to that when you choose to be single and you're still optimistic about love, but you want to make sure the next person that you're with is the right person. That's all. We are going to have the hard topics. And, you know, maybe everyone will have their opinions. But I do honestly believe in love. I'm very optimistic on love. Truly, truly I am. And honestly, I'm terrified that the idea of love and the importance of a union between two people, whether it's a female and male or the LGBTQ community, I do believe love is love. We all go through the same crap and relationships, and the worst thing that we can do is blame the other person. Like, if you're always the person, the relationship ends and you're just like, that person, there was something wrong with that person. You know, you meet someone and, you know, every single person that they dated, every single ex, they were just sent from heaven, and their exes, all 5 of them, they were all wrong. They all did something wrong. You just a perfect angel. You got to look at that. Hard topics, hard reflections. I do have to do a whole segment on playing, people that are the victims, people that are not able to see their side and things. Like, there's always a two-way street. You know what I mean? There are some people where you're in a relationship and it is 100% the other person's fault. And there's some people you just have to realize, who are you? Are you the person that is, causing chaos when you come into a relationship? Are you the person that comes into a relationship humble and calm and loving, and then it turns and your love is being misused and abused? Like, who are you when you are in a relationship? Pay attention to that when you choose to be single and you're still optimistic about love, but you want to make sure the next person that you're with is the right person. That's all. On this podcast, I want to get real and raw about relationships. I don't want to just talk about it. I want us to all heal. I want us to understand that there has to be some mental health growth before you can come into someone's life and potentially ruin their chances and believing in relationships and love and marriages. All right? Years ago, marriage was not designed for love. According to AI over review on Google, it reads, the institution of marriage with the earliest record evidence dating back around 2350 BC in Mesopotamia likely originated as a way to secure family alliances, manage property, and ensure the legitimacy of their heirs, rather than being based on love or religious beliefs. It reads more, early motivations, an ancient times marriage served primarily as a practical and social tool. 1. Family alliances. Marriages were often arranged to strengthen relationships between families and create stable social cultures. Number 2, property and inheritance. Marriage helped to secure property rights and secure that a man's children were legitimate heirs. And number 3, social stability. Marriage played a role in maintaining order and stability within communities. So here is the origination of marriage, right? It sounds cold looking at it and reading this, but then why is it that we long to be with someone else again? This isn't for the people that's giving up on love or the hopes of, This is for the people that still have hopes and finding love and finding their life partner. The people that believe in the union between two people, two consulting adults. People that still believe in marriage, still believe in union, still believe in cohabitating, and even common law marriage, because now we know that if you don't want to have to get married, you don't have to get married. Like, you have a right to be with the person that believes in what you believe in. You know what I mean? If you know that you don't want to get married, don't go after a woman that you don't want to get married. You know what I mean? If you want to get married, don't go after a man that is not ready for marriage at that time. Just the thought process of being able to change people is where I think people make the biggest mistakes. You cannot change the person. You can only find the person that is meant for you. What I hope we can do moving forward is have an open discussion on what do we think love should be. And could it be as simple as connecting with someone that has similar interests? Look, you're not going to get 100% who you want. It's up to you to be 100% the person that you can be, so that you can be the best version of yourself. And in a relationship, and when there are two people that has gone through the process of healing, that has gone through the process of realizing their flaws, looking in the mirror, not at their good side, but looking at their bad side too, And that's a big part of growth, realizing your imperfectness, and that, you could have sometimes been the villain in the story. I mean, let's just keep it 100, and sometimes you were the good guy. You were the one that's ready to freaking wash Jesus' feet, give him everything, give him your last dollar. Everyone, what was your story before you decided to be single and be by yourself? Okay? I want to end tonight with my, okay, so I have here, okay, so I do have a foundation. I haven't really promoted it, but, from creating my business, I would like to push this. It's called Moms and Dads Love Pink and Blue. And my motto over there with that foundation is a strong community will make a strong world. And that's something that I believe. Like I said, I have, huge aspirations. I'm very believing in this country in the sense of this is the only country where you can find every race, every single race. And you'll find people coming from other countries doing better than born, raised Americans, because they're given the chance to come here and succeed in their dreams. And, I really believe in community organization, which, like I said, is something that I do on my personal page. On my personal page, this is my business. This is you seeing me as a CEO, as a founder, as a professional. But on my personal page, you get to see me as a mom, as a regular person, You have to have two sides to yourself in life. It doesn't mean you're fake. It doesn't mean you're phony. It just means that you have to have some type of professionalism to yourself, and you have to have a seriousness to you sometimes, because laughter and joy wouldn't be implanted in our DNA if it wasn't something that we weren't supposed to see. So my motto at Moms and Dads Love Pink and Blue, it's a foundation that focuses on family and keeping families together and helping single moms and helping single dads. It's something that I'm really hoping I could take off. And, I have big hopes of being a community organizer, working for the United States government, being head of community organization, because I really do believe in it. I know that I really feel like we're the learning generation, we're the ones that, I grew up with payphones and beepers, and, I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 83. So I'm seeing the time change, and our mindset and the way we think is not changing. And that's a little bit troubling, because everything else is advancing. Everything else is progressing. Everything that we have access to is so easily and readily. But our mindset as human beings is not changing. And you can see, you have people that are now babies that they're lifting their head up earlier. You have younger children that, in my teenage days, I was a little bit of a rebel. I was an 80s baby. We have a younger generation of kids where they seem more mature. They're more alert to what's going on in the world. And how are we supposed to teach our children about love and peace when they are surrounded around nothing else but war and chaos? How are they not supposed to know not to pick something up and go do something wrong? How are they supposed to know how to be in a relationship and be in a marriage when we have no way of showing them and giving them an example, because we are not even capable of staying together, because we all know that our children are our future. You know what I mean? So, that's just a motto that I say, I say a strong community makes a strong world. And I say that love makes a strong household, which will make a strong world. I just want to close out with saying that everything here is my opinions, and I've taken things from just, researching and we're going to have more topics about this. We want to have all aspects. I want to go and meet people of all races, colors, genders, and take their insight on love, because I really feel like we can all learn something from each other. I've learned something from Patty, from Millionaire Matchmaker, okay? Just the most simplest thing that she would put out there is the importance of monogamy, because the intimate part of a relationship is something that's actually sacred. It's special, and you doing that with someone that does not care about your future, does not care about what keeps you up at night, what keeps you up crying at night, your fears, does not care about your dreams, does not care about your goals, doesn't care about how much you love your mom, they don't care about how much you love your dad, they don't care about your children and the well-being of your children's future or your children. That is the greatest thing and the greatest wisdom that I believe Patty shared with us is monogamy, because how do you, share something so sacred like that with just anyone that does not really care for you, So, trust me, this is big sis talking. This is auntie talking. This is big mama talking, I'm old enough to be a grandmother. I'm not a grandmother yet, but I am of age. I have children old enough to start having children. I have one child that is 3 years right now older than I was when I had him. So I want everyone to know this comes with love. I hope for you guys to come to my first speed dating event. It's very affordable. Tickets will be put in the information below. Okay? With our speed dating events, it is not just you're coming to speed date. No, you're dealing with a host. That's me. And that's what I am. With Pink and Blue Network, I host networking events, I host speed dating events, and I host group outings. And my job as your host is to really make sure that you find the right person, and let's have open discussions. Are you ready to even be in a relationship? Because you have to understand you're taking a big responsibility. By going into someone else's life, whether it goes good or bad, whatever you do in this relationship can affect that whole person's life. So making sure that you love yourself first is so important on this journey of finding the person that is meant for you. For you, for you immature men that base love only on physical, you have to be aware of the pain that is caused, because men and women do love differently, okay? And they love for different reasons. That is known. I mean, you don't have to have a psychological degree for that, okay? So I will end on that note. I hope everyone has a great evening and a good night. Please support your girl. If you're in Atlanta, come on down to our speed dating event. It will be on April 13th. And even if you're not interested in finding anyone to date, we do host group outings, like I said before, where we set a destination, we notify the group, and we explore the fun parts of Atlanta, whether it is going to a movie or going to a concert. We will experience the funnest parts of Atlanta, whether it's going to a movie or a concert. I will personally be the host and the one putting all of the events together. Okay. All right. So have a good night, and remember, let's make a goal of matching the energy of the earth. Always remember that we are all a ball of energy. And when you have tons and tons of people lost, lonely, sad, scared, and traumatized, that energy is looming around us all, seeping into the beautiful galaxy. So let's help each other love. Let's find out what love truly is. I truly do believe that this is the learning generation. This will be the generation that makes changes, and we can grow, and we can come from a place of understanding that we have ancestors that have went through the most horrific things that we do not have to experience at that degree. We are not in heaven, but we are better than we were for a lot of our ancestors. Let's remember that let's remember to keep love and hope alive in our hearts and around us. Okay? Peace out, guys. I hope you have a great night, and peace out.